sure?
You're the only case where the baby died and the afterbirth lived.
Dude, you hooked up with Drapanin. I don't think you have room to talk.
Hey, I feel personally attacked here.
Good, because I will literally fight you.
I should say second to only case. I just remembered. I have a son. ...
What is it, OVD? Did Timmy fall down the well again?
No, you dunce. I'm waiting to see if the studio gets, as Corey would say, de-storied.
Okay then.
Seeing as how we're still intact, I think I'll keep it that way. No one is to explain Rosemary's comment. That means you, Rhea, and you too, Ari.
Yeah, guys, spoiler no spoiling.
Epiphany, do you remember everything I told you that you may not do to your fellow castmates? You may do them to Dante. The same goes for you, Reverend.
Fuck yes! Thank you, OBG, thank you!
While I can't say I never thought much of this man who claims to be a god, I must say I owe him greatly. I only wish he had chosen another child to be a gift to his friend instead of my niece.
Wow. That's pretty, different.
I know, this show sure took a turn for the douche.
Corey, we would all appreciate it if you would use both hands to type your character's lines. Both hands. And I know they're your sock puppets, but that's no excuse to turn them all into slaves.
For the douche, from the douche, for the motherfucking douche. Thought it was a perfect party. Now it's just another Bacardi.
That's not how the song goes.
Too bad.
The first female child to live in over 100 years, and he picks her to make up for his mistakes.
Wait, so that means Akuma's mum was over 100 years old when she had Akuma. Wow. Dino genetics must be really advanced in Remirum.
He had been checking the children he had helped the women bear, using his powers to make them fertile.
Well, the real Mahane is a fertility god, but since we're obviously talking about someone else, I'd say you're probably right.
That's not funny.
If you can't laugh at yourself, I will gladly do it for you. The
most children we have ever had born at one time. His gift is amazing, but I digress. I was standing just inside the doorway of my dark heart keep with my angel resting in my arms.
When was the last time you managed a relevant conversation?
Torn and I have decided that her mother is unfit to raise Akumano in her already weak state.
I'm better than you in every way.
His narrative sounds even stupider than the Korisu's usual rhymes twin monologues.
In truth, if it hadn't been for that Maharis, as he calls himself, she would have died in the birth.
Why are you babbling?
Contract? What contract? No, he's only here to provide asinine, stilted exposition.
But OVD, you said that would be my job in the 3rd season.
Shut up, Magenta stilted exposition.
Wait, what?
Spoilers, self-face punch. Ow, that hurt.
Wow, I'm glad he doesn't punch us in the face when we spoil things.
I bet he wants to, though. But he can't. Because he's up there, and we're down here.
If he had a contract, I wouldn't allow you to do everything you're not allowed to do to your fellow castmates to him.
Corey did write his lines and send him here, so legally, no. Why? How soon can he get here? Call him after Rosemary's last line. The cord had wrapped around her neck and had choked her coming out, and yet he pushed some of his energy into her and saved her. For that, I do owe him being a god and all, but not at the expense of my only niece. It's a high price he asks.
Calling you dull is a compliment to you.
If we grab some tinfoil, will he become distracted and stop talking?
So shiny.
Called it!
Hey! Don't make me come over there.
Yet again, I shy away from the true purpose of me saying this. As he searched through the children, it became obvious he was getting mildly frustrated.
Wait, do you mean sexually frustrated? Because that's fucking sick, yo.
Shiny. So shiny.
Hi, Epi. Is the camera getting my good side?
Yes, it is. That was when my angel let out several harsh coughs, once more reminding me that she must come first now.
Stop wasting oxygen and die already.
Poor Betty.
Who's Betty?
I was looking down at her, trying to calm her as I headed deeper into my keep when I felt his hand on my shoulder.
Wait. I recognize you! Murderer!
May I? Seeing Sky in the doorway of our room, I motioned him over and passed my angel off to him, and he took her into the room.
You only have one bad habit, breathing.
No, please.
Fight! 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 Fight!
Now that she was safe, I turned and, without trying, my ebony wings came out, and I sent a small blast of energy at him.
You have the appeal of a moldy sweat sock.
Well, at least a mouldy sweat sock supports life, specifically that of mould instead of, killing it.
She had her whole life ahead of her.
I don't know what you are playing at, but my angel is not going to be some object to be given away when you feel like it.
I am sorry if you feel that way,
he said, those damn silver eyes shining with something close to amusement.
I am made of tin, and this is a look of hatred.
Should I tell him that Douche Taste is talking about fake Mahone's grey eyes and not Stanley's tinfoil ones? Let's just enjoy the moment.
Where's my snack?
Ginkin for Din Din?
No.
Relax, I brought you trail mix.
Tell me all about yourself. I adore horror stories.
However, she is only here because of me twice over. It sounds like she is sick. I want to help.
She is sick, you fool. I spat and made a note at the flinch when I called him a fool.
You have a lot of funny lines. Too bad they're all in your face.
Can I punch him in his face hole?
By all means.
Yay!
For justice!
Now that was funny.
But she was healthy when I last checked on her.
That wasn't before her mother decided she wasn't worth raisins.
But was she worth grapes?
Raising!
Raising what?
That's the line!
Hold still. I'm trying to imagine you with a personality.
Her father, Torin, my bondmate Sky, her brother Drakenfear, and myself have decided that her safety shall be in our hands alone.
You have mastered the art of saying nothing in a way that leaves practically nothing unsaid.
It's normally not done, but in this case she is. I hesitated, not knowing if I had a word he could understand in this tongue.
She is special and rarer than any gem and worth more than any precious metal. Am I right?
hate how douche tastes trying to make it sound like Mahane made it sound like. Everyone thinks Akuma's a sparkly special magical angel instead of an irritating weeaboo.
Yes, I answered.
Keep talking. I always yawn when I'm interested.
It was all I could say.
You have a mighty mind. It's mighty useless.
The trust that I will see she is well cared for, please.
He said and placed both hands on my shoulders. I was tempted to turn and punch him, but at the sound of Sky's worried voice, I led him into my private rooms.
For a minute, I didn't recognize you. It was the most enjoyable minute I've ever spent. I could say yes, but I just hate him. Also, is that a crack about my voice acting not being up to its usual standard?
You hate him more than you hate Japanin. How is that even possible?
Dante is obnoxious in any continuity. Drapanin is somewhat more tolerable. Somewhat.
Sky was holding her, but her coughing didn't seem to be stopping.
I hope you've just started your day. Otherwise, you're leading a pretty boring life right now.
He went over and took her and examined her for several minutes.
That explains so much.
When he was done, the coughing had stopped, and she wasn't feverish at all like she had been for the past several weeks.
There. Normally this job belongs to a friend of mine, but I doubt that he would mind if I infringed a bit. Would you mind if I took a look at her wing?
I was going to say no, but for some reason I couldn't bring myself to do it. All I could see was a smile on her face now that the fever and cough were gone.
You should go die in a fire. I mean, seriously. Who the fuck lets a small child go feverish and coughing for weeks?
I happen to have a portable fire with me.
I guess I owed him yet again.
Hi, Dipstick. I see life has treated you pretty poorly for you to look like that.
He's literally on fire right now.
I know. The fire is an improvement.
He took my silence as a yes and undid her robes and, using the first two fingers of his right hand,
I don't know if I want to hear this.
tapped the center of her chest with just enough force to trigger her wings. Whatever he was expecting, I don't think seeing clear wings was it.
Your mama's so stupid she heard it was chilly outside and ran out with a ball.
No, that's my mom.
It was not common for this to happen, but wasn't rare either. He just looked up at me for an explanation while Sky made tea and a type of rice cake that the Maharas had come to like.
You're kinda stupid, aren't you? Or at least your mom is for having you in the first place.
You know, Rosemary, the same thing could be said about you and your son. Again, no one explained that.
He's not wrong.
It's normal for a child to be born with colorless wings sometimes. It means they are to bond with one of the sacred animals.
Yuck.
His expression went from curiosity to shock in a matter of minutes.
You stupid little fuckbot. Can we not talk about this?
Let's talk about how slow Corey's version of Mahane is. If it took minutes for his expression to turn shocked after Dante mentioned baby Akuma having sex with an animal.
Can we just move on, please?
He held her up and looked at her, and she let out a giggle.
Thankfully, baby Akuma couldn't understand what was going on, or else she'd be crying, rightfully so this time, instead of giggling.
It doesn't matter why she's noisy and whiny. I just wish she would stop.
Well, yeah, we feel that way too. Akuma's irritating. I mean, you could try to have a little sympathy. Yeah, I tried that once. Then I heard her speak. That kind of put an end to that. Not so much her whiny voice, but more the words she says with it.
Hear, hear.
You're both terrible people.
Got onto that, have you?
I knew Japanin was awful, but goodness gracious, I had some faith in you.
I'd make a joke about your mum naming you aptly, but I'm pretty sure Fate Zero hadn't come out yet when you were born.
My dearly departed mother had this sight. She could always tell me when someone was bad news, of course. I grew overly reliant on her guidance, I admit that now.
He sat her back down in his lap again and let out a pulse of something. A few minutes later, one of the tigers he brought came in. It was the leader, Shahara he called her.
What do you think? Is she good enough for him? Or do I need to try again to make him forgive me?
Tiger sniffed her, and I so wanted to kill that bastard at the moment. Obi, I can't do this, help me. Do it or you're fired, even though I didn't technically hire you.
Good job. You just told off a shoe. You really have no life, do you?
How would you like to be? Wait, what kind of shoe?
The stinky, dog poo covered kind?
Then you're right, I have no life, for I just told off a stinky dog poo covered shoe. But as the tiger got closer, her wings began to take color.
Your mom is so short. She did a suicide jump off the curb.
I got one. Your mum was so stupid, she lost a spelling bee to an actual bee.
They were beautiful silver, almost matching the color of the god's eyes.
Your mom is so fat that when God said let there be light, he told her to move her fat ass out of the way.
I'm beginning to think Dante could be my long-lost brother.
I can't wait till you have kids, Rhea. Seriously, I can't wait.
Aw, you think I'll make a good mom?
You'll be a good source of entertainment.
My angel reached out for the cat, laughing and smiling. Wait, is the angel laughing and smiling or the cat?
I know Cora is grammatically ambiguous, but really? You have to ask?
What's that supposed to mean? Just read the line, Dante. But I don't understand. You don't understand shit, and that's normal for you. I'm so confused right now.
Am I not nice? You'd understand if you listened to yourself.
He himself was also smiling. It's her you intend to give, isn't it? I asked. There must have been something in the way I asked, because the smile dropped instantly and he turned to look at me.
You're so fucked. You were playing with yourself in your fat mom's womb.
Wait, why did you give her permission to say that? I'm actually offended by that. Read the line, Dante. He set my angel down on the floor where she made her way over to the tiger and began to play with the thing's tail like it was a toy.
Your conception was a medical miracle. Your dad got pregnant when your mom fucked him with a strap-on.
That would explain why the baby died and the afterbirth lived, actually.
I'm not sure who I'm supposed to be the most offended by in this episode. Just for the record, guys and non-guys. Epiphany. I am the most offended by Epiphany.
I felt my anger grow.
Is anger code for cock?
You kiss your mom with that mouth? Or does she not let you kiss her at all?
Easy, bro. I'm not the enemy here.
Sorry. I was on a roll.
I could go for a roll right now.
Nobody cares what Annabelle was eating.
Nice one. Ron was probably eating bacon.
Did somebody say bacon?
Over here. There's some bacon in my trail mix.
Yay!
Is it tactical bacon?
The fuck? I'm going to ignore that. Congratulations, you've got the hang of being an audience member.
He stood and came over to me and I punched him. Eternal peace be damned. I was not letting this happen. He looked up at me from the floor. Wait, how did he get on the floor? Because you punched him. You need to explain these things to me, OVD. Look, if you have a problem, take it up with Koi. Until then, read the line. I think I need a break.
I'll break your face.
He wiped his mouth clean of the blood I had spilled and stood before me again. I wanted to hit him again, but all I could do was glare.
So, big ups to Dante for punching Fake Mahane, because Fake Mahane's like, hey, you know how I helped y'all conceive the first child your clan has had in hundreds of years? Yeah, I'm just gonna yoink her away now, mate her to a tiger, and then give her to my friend as an apology gift for, spoiler alert, raping him and wiping his memory. Like, honestly, he should have done more than just punch the guy. But also, fuck Corey for derailing Mahane that hard. Dante does mention that they're pacifists, saying, you know, eternal peace be damned, I was not letting this happen. So, like, it makes sense that he didn't straight up murder the guy, but he fucking should have. Like, especially considering this girl is not just an innocent child, not just the first child for hundreds of years, but Dante's niece. This also kind of speaks to Corey's lack of storytelling skills. Lack of empathy is not helpful for good storytelling. In Dante's shoes, I would do a hell of a lot more. Oh, and don't forget that right now, baby Akuma is sitting on the floor playing with the tail of the tiger that she's going to be mated to. Ugh. Like, if some fuckhead comes into my village to tell me that my niece is gonna undergo that fate and actually brings the animal that's gonna be doing that with him, he's
fucking dying, like, immediately. This is a problem with Torin's entry and Dante's entry so far, and I just, of course, spoiled Mahane's entry, because whatever. These scripts are over 10 years old anyway. Because Akuma has to have a terrible expansion pack pass, everyone has to be 100% ineffectual in stopping anything from happening to her, so they don't even try, which is kind of the same problem in this Harry Potter fanfic called Eden, in which Hermione gets captured by the Death Eaters, and basically she doesn't even try. And anytime that she does try to escape or whatever, it's like the weakest possible attempt. It always ends in failure. Like, there's nothing compelling about it. At the time, I didn't really know any better. I knew enough better that this bothered me, but not enough better to put it into words. And so now we're putting it into words, and you have to deal with us authors noting into the actual show and complaining about it. So, you know, cheers to that.
I can hit you again and glare. Wanna see?
Yes! Yes, we do!
You know, you gals are pretty awesome, helping me avenge Betty like this.
It's our pleasure, Stanny.
I honestly didn't know it would be her. However, yes, she is the one I need. She will return home with me, and I will give her to the person for whom she was intended. He will love and protect her, and since she is my creation, I will also protect her. Please don't fear for her safety. My falcon will take good care of her.
The one with all the candy.
Who, me? Fuck that.
I'd rather not. She's just a child, Drapanin.
Not what I meant.
Well, considering your origins, one can never be too sure.
You will need to talk to Torin.
Torin.
He nodded and turned back to check on my angel. It was to my dismay that while we had been fighting, she had curled up with the cat and fallen asleep. The cat had its tail wrapped around her, and its blue eyes were challenging anyone to even try to come near them.
I'm going to go slap God for allowing your mom and dad to conceive you.
Once again, you're really not what's... forget it.
Everyone has regrets.
I don't.
Everyone who isn't Everin.
Curiously enough, Mahane, the actual Mahane, is the only fertility god on the show, which is ironic considering that he's never actually been on the show and has in fact been impersonated this whole time.
Why?
Because you didn't say I couldn't explain that.
I knew then that he would keep his word. Where's my sword for this scene? You have no sword. Your job is very fucking simple, you little dipshit. Read the lines you have been given. But I want a sword!
I think Dante's actor understands this scene better than anyone else here.
Too fucking bad. Why is everyone being so mean? I feel like you're trying to torture me.
When this show is over, I'm gonna shove a sausage down your throat and stick starving dogs up your butt.
Those poor dogs.
She will stay with me until I leave.
I looked up sharply at that.
I'm trying to think and your stupid ass is talking gibberish.
You aren't taking her with you yet? I asked, a bit shocked. He shook his head. Wait, does Drapanin shake his head?
No, I'm not even in this part of the script. As Ovid says, I haven't even debuted yet.
No, she is still a bit too young to be merged with Shahira, and I wish to give her After's Day of Everlast. I think Dante's having a seizure. Shouldn't someone check on him?
No one cares.
I tried to sleep with him once, but then he woke up and saw me out of his room.
Maybe you just aren't his type.
But then she will be ready. Until then, I will take care of her. Besides, I need to give her enough of my blood to change her eye color.
My big boobs like to bounce around uncontrollably while I run.
Maybe she should switch to corsets. What do you think?
Why should pandas wear corsets? Good idea.
What's wrong with the blue it is now? I asked.
I'm surprised you managed to walk down the street without being shot.
Hey, good idea! Pew! Pew! Pew!
If he was taking her, I wanted to know exactly what was going to happen.
You smell, your hair is stupid, and your mother dresses you funny.
Also, you're double on fire. Like 007, but with fire. And no Bond girls, because they are all wigged out by the bestiality, pedophilia, and your general existence.
Nothing, really. However, she'll be able to take my power better once she has let go of my leg, Dante.
But I want to make sweet monkey love to you now, my precious.
Get this crazy butt monkey off of me.
Oh, just read the line, Nate.
Some of mine.
Some of your what? Can I have some? I want some of your everything.
Everyday. Why aren't you stopping this? I like to let the actors go off the rails sometimes. It's refreshing. And sensual men may be feeding from me.
I want to feed from your... Stop interrupting Mahane's lines.
Me being Maharis, her eye color will more than likely permanently change. Though I admit, I am not sure what color they will take. I am heading to my rooms and will be there for the next few days with her. Should you feel free to visit OVG, I feel so pedophiliac reading this.
Talk to Corey about it. I didn't write your lines. Just read them. What else am I paying you for?
Okay. Where were we?
On the playground was where I spent most of my days.
And apparently rolling around in Neverbelly stash.
Weed baths are the most enterprise.
Speaking of going off the rails, my sister, ladies and non-ladies.
Oh, finally I'm talking again. How long was that wait? What part of just read your fucking lines do you not understand? He walked out, taking my angel and that cat with him. Now I had nothing to satisfy my sexual urges.
Oh, you touched my tra-la-la.
No!
Why not?
Pull my finger so I can fart all over your fucking face.
What if he's into that?
It was only after he left that I broke down and cried, which scared my bondmate enough to get my brother Torin.
You know Microsoft? I heard the name was inspired by your micro-penis.
Don't judge me.
I'm not judging you. I'm judging your micro-penis.
But I promise now that I will find out who she is being given to, even if it costs me my life.
I enjoyed talking to you. My mind needed a rest.
That was Rosemary's last line. Epiphany, please contact that guy you know. Please.
That was quick.
Yes, apparently the guy who killed Betty was a pretty high priority wanted fugitive. Go directly to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect £200. I wish I could lose £200.
That would put you at negative £20. You would cease to exist.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't be as much fun.